Welcome to week 3 of the restoration of my newly acquired 1972 Mercedes 280 SE 4.5, affectionately called Havana. If you have not seen the previous episodes, I will put a link in the description below this video and you can watch them to see what we've had to do to arrive at week 3. I'm very happy with the mechanical condition of the car now. We focused last week on a lot of preventative maintenance that's going to make this a reliable daily driver, because that's my goal. Now in this week, most of the things I'm going to do to this car won't make it run or drive any better, but they are going to make it look better. I've got some body damage I've got to deal with. I've got some rust I got to deal with. Of course, a lot of detailing. We got to do some buffing here. We got to get that power buffer out and go to town. Keep in mind in this video, I won't be showing you the details of every single repair. What I want to do is highlight a bunch of things, maybe a dozen or so repairs or things that I'm doing to the car, because you may have to deal with the same thing if you go out and pick up one of these old Mercedes-Benzes and plan to do a rolling restoration. This here is the most glaring repair I'm going to have to deal with this week. It's just annoying driving down the road. I cannot close the wind wing and you have just so much air blowing through there and whistling. So this is going to have to be fixed. And when you look at this very closely, you say, well, how am I going to fix this anyway? Look at how badly this hinge point has been bent and tweaked out, and you can see the chrome on the glass is also rotated this way. I have no idea how this happened, but you also have a bunch of dents here in this trim piece that goes on the edge of the door. So you're not going to be able to go to Mercedes-Benz and ask for these parts. They're just not available. You're going to have to go and find another good door. And guess what? Guess what I had stored away? Yep, you guessed it. I just happen to have a really nice right front door. I just happen to have a really nice right front door I've been saving for the last 15 years. And this is in beautiful condition. You can see here it can be removed and replaced as an entire unit, and it even has the right tint in the glass. With the door panel removed, here you can see how it bolts onto the door itself. Here's your linkage assembly down here. Notice the ball socket and the threaded rod. So this allows you to tighten or loosen the closing of the wind wing. So I'll have to do a little bit of adjustment, but this is not difficult to replace. What's really difficult is trying to get this window channel out and back in without damaging it. Check this out. This is an example of some of the cosmetic repairs I'm doing to this car. I want you to take a look at the before picture, and this is what you see when you open the hood. You know, you see a bunch of peeling paint, rust, you know, faded horns, whatever. But look at how nice this looks now. I removed the auxiliary fan, the horns, and the bracket assembly and spray painted them all satin black. And we cleaned all the wiring with my Miracle Protector. Look at all the wiring, how nice that looks. Come in here with some silver paint with a paintbrush. Now back in here, you can see there's areas I can't get to with the spray can. What I do is I use a water base, heavy, thick, satin black paint, and I use a brush. I go in here with a paintbrush. You can lay it on fairly thick and it will flow out. I'm going to show you an example here in a second of something else I've done. So this is done. We've got it all bolted back together. The fan works, the horns work. And next here is we're going to look at this core support. I don't know why every 108 I ever see has rust up in this area. So we removed the data tag, we removed this other tag. So I'm going to be sanding this and priming it. And then I've got to get some matching tobacco brown spray paint, and I will come in here and I will fog this in across the top of the core support, and then I'm going to reinstall these two plates. And in my humble opinion, these are the type of things that you can do to your Mercedes that will keep you inspired to keep working on the car as you progress through your own restoration. I don't have any clear before pictures of this brake booster, but it was very rusty, and we had to come in here with 220 wet sandpaper and sand it smooth. And look, this has been painted with water-based satin black and a paintbrush. There's no way I could have done that with a spray can. I will be installing a new hood pad. When I got the car, all that old material was falling off into the engine, so we had to get a big piece of plastic out and scrape away. I recommend using plastic scrapers so you don't scratch the paint or damage any of the metal when removing the old pad. But just stand back and imagine what this is going to look like with a new hood pad installed. I want to show you some work I'm going to need to do inside the trunk, but before I open the trunk, a couple things I want to show you. I want to show you this rear bumper. I pulled this rear bumper out of my storage building, something I've been saving for about 15 to 20 years, hoping that someday I'd find a 108 to put it on. Okay, here it is. Isn't that nice looking? Now, those of you who've been around these old Mercedes all through the 70s up the mid-80s, and you've gone to open the trunk, what is the most annoying thing you hear? Now, I want you to listen closely as I open the trunk of Havana. You see something's missing. There's something missing there. Guess what it is? Now, to show you the sound that you're missing, I'm going to open the trunk of this other W108. You know, now you know what I'm talking about. That annoying sound is almost every old Mercedes trunk. What did I use to fix it? It's my Miracle Lube. This is the lubrication I've developed that I sell on my website. This stuff is amazing. You put it on those hinges, you put it on the edges of the springs where they attach, and that noise goes away, and it goes away for a long time. It's no surprise that this 4.5 needed a new trunk seal. And I scraped the old one out. I'm going to recommend you scrape that old seal out. Make sure you use plastic tools. You don't want to be scratching the metal underneath the seal, or that can create some rust in the future. And then there were some spots here where I had a little bit of rust, and I coated these with Miracle Paint and then thoroughly cleaned out the groove of the old glue in preparation for installing this new trunk seal. The trunk is actually pretty nice. It's better than a lot I've seen, but it does have the typical rust in these side wells. Fortunately, I'm going to be able to catch this early enough because it has not totally rotted through yet. And I'll be using Miracle Paint and multiple coats and sanding to build up some strength in this metal. The other side is in excellent condition. It's just going to need some cleaning and probably a couple spots to touch up. After cleaning this up, I think you can see what I meant when I said I think I caught it early enough. I think I'm ready to apply the Miracle Paint. And I'm going to put on about 2 coats. I have to wait overnight for each one to dry. And I'll coat this on fairly thick and let it dry hard. And then I'll come in and sand it, and then I'll add another coat. Eventually, after 4 coats, most of these pits will be filled up. It'll give extra strength to the metal, plus it'll look nice when we're all done. I'll come back a little later and show you the finished product. I think my favorite view of a W108 like my 4.5 is the quartering front view. There's something so distinctive about that car. There's nothing like it on the road or was on the road other than some of the old W111s. So I want to make the front end of Havana really beautiful. And that will include the grill shell, the headlights, and the front bumper. So today I went out and picked up some of my old 108 grills that I've had sitting around, and I'm having fun going through and piecing which grill screen's better, which surround's better, you know, which one of these hood stars is in better condition. You can see this one here, the aluminum is a little more faded and discolored, although there are some good grill strips on this. But this is the grill screen I chose, and that's the surround I chose. And now what I'm going to do is repair what you see in almost every one of these grill shells. The center strip is crunched, and you see a dent here in one of the side strips. So I'm going to take and replace the front strip. You see I've got a new one here, and it's long and it's straight. So what I have to do is use the old one to cut the right length, and then I just gently put a curve in this thing. Very carefully. Get the original curve back. I've got the original clips that I can use. Then I'll replace the side strip and bolt this all back together. I decided out of two choices here on the emblem, I've got one that looks pretty good. That's all aluminum. That's the emblem I'm going to use on the top of the grill. Take a look. I have to admit it was nice to have those extra parts. Wait until you see this on the car. As with most of these old Benzes, there were some trim strips that had some damage on them. This lower one on the right side was particularly bad. Fortunately, I had a good one. Look at that. I had a good one in my storage building. So we replaced this one. What a difference that makes. And then up here, you know, I have a couple that have a little bit of dents in them, only on this side. This one, I do not have a replacement. But this one, I had a very nice replacement. And you have to be a little careful when you remove these that you don't scratch the paint underneath, because that can cause rust. It's a good idea that you pull these off and inspect for rust, and also clean them when you have them off before you reinstall them. And you'll need new clips. The clips and the tool you see in this video are available on my website. I've often said that installing a new hood pad in these old Mercedes is probably your biggest bang for the buck as far as cosmetics go. Look at how much nicer it looks when you open the hood and you're looking at this instead of looking at this. Now on the W108, the hood pads are very expensive. They're going over $350 now, and they're very hard to get. So what I decided to do is see if I could get a W116 hood pad to fit. It's the same length. It doesn't fit perfectly, but it's wider. You can see here in this picture that it's going to require some cutting, and this is the amount that you'll cut out on each side. Now with the glue that we use, and I should note here that we don't sell hood pads, but we do sell the proper glue and complete instructions on how to install these and get them on straight. That's the big challenge. So I cut the foam off on each side. This is what you want to use, and you want to buy a brand new one. So I'm going to demonstrate right now why you want a new one. Here's one, and you look at it and say, wow, that looks really good, but this has been used before. Now watch as I try to cut the foam. I tell you, that's really frustrating. So you want a brand new one when you go to put your hood pad on, and you can see the difference. Once you get it started, look at how that can cut a nice straight line like that. And that's the only way you can cut a hood pad. You can't cut it with scissors. It gets jaggedy and all over the place. So you will have to do some trimming. Even on hood pads that are supposed to fit a specific chassis, you usually have to end up trimming the sides. Now what you want to do, this is just a tip, I have complete instructions with my kit, but don't put a lot of glue up in this corner, because this will bunch up and wrinkle. You want the glue to run about here, and then when you tuck this in, see, it's just kind of sitting in there loose, so you don't get all those wrinkles that you see on a lot of hood pad installations. So with the hood pad installed now, it's time to put on that nice grill shell. This car was remarkably rust-free for a W108, but I did have some areas with a little bit of surface rust. And when I had it up in the air on the lift, I decided to go ahead and pull these panels, and I treated this area down here, a little bit of surface rust in behind, and I did the same thing on the other side. Later on, when I get some matching brown paint, I can come in here and fog this with brown paint, because look, if you clean this, that's brown paint right there. As promised, now I get to show you some of the results of this past week's work. First, I'm going to show you this wind wing replacement, and boy, does that ever look nice. Not only does it look nice, look at how nicely it works. It's all lubricated, and these are adjustable. You can adjust these for how tight they close. They just closes tight and locks in. You notice I have this top trim piece off, and I'll be replacing that. And I'll probably leave this like this because I'm currently trying to find a left side mirror, and I will put this mirror on before I replace the door panel. Now let me show you what happened inside the trunk. First, we installed a new seal. Look at how nice that looks compared to an old tattered cracked seal. You'll notice after replacing these that the deck lid's going to close a little tight. You're going to have to slam it a few times. After a couple weeks, it'll loosen up a little bit as the seal takes shape. And then let's look at the rust repair over here. You know, we put 3 coats of Miracle Paint sanded between them, so we have all the rust encapsulated and we have strengthened that metal. But I want to show you the whole trunk because this has to be the cleanest W108 trunk I've seen in the last 25 years. That has not been painted, it has not been restored. And here's a little annoyance I fixed when it was up on the lift. You know, the exhaust was rattling a little bit, and the exhaust hangers, one of them was missing. They didn't have the right size. I had to go to the larger size here because this is an aftermarket muffler, and I do have a good selection of various size exhaust hangers available on my website if you run into the same problem. And you're going to notice a change in wheels here. You know, the tires on the car were good, but they're very old. And I wanted some new tires. I just happened to have a set of new tires, 14-inch tires on alloys. These are correct for this year, 1972. I know it's a personal preference whether you like alloys or hubcaps, but I'm keeping the hubcaps, I'm keeping the other wheels, so every 3 months I'll switch back and forth so I can keep everyone happy. As promised, now I get to show you what this restored grill shell looks like on Havana. Isn't that beautiful? But I didn't stop at just the grill shell because the headlights are also extremely important on these W108s. Take a look at this. I'm pretty sure some of you have never seen these. These were quite the thing back 20, 30 years ago. These are Cibi high performance H4 and H1 headlights for the W108. And if you look at the reflectors, you look at the glass design, aren't they beautiful? Now the surrounds weren't very good on the car either. You know, you stood back and look, but look at this. You got cracks and breaks, chips, and then look at these. These are like NOS. And these headlight rings are absolutely mint. Now we're talking beautiful. Now in the next episode, this next week, we're going to get old Havana up on the lift and we're going to continue to do some service work, including the transmission service, rear end fluid change, and brake fluid flush.